What up? What up? We are back. It's the Fantasy Football Hustler, and this is Fantasy News Today. We're here with the whole Thursday crew. We got Bogard Scott free in from the GMM network. We got Hector, he said what he said, in from breaking down the tape. And then we got my man IDP IGGY. Oh man, we got the full cast and crew. What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Just I'm doing great, man. Ready for some fucking football.
We got Uncle Hector and Uncle Iggy and Uncle Huss. We're gonna get her to a nap.
hey, and you know what? I'm at least social distancing and not getting the smokery around her. So,
yeah.
And she's too young to even know what I'm doing. So,
California, we're all good in California. Yeah. All right.
Straight up here over here too.
Yeah, but people get offended really quickly.
Oh yeah. Shouldn't be any smoke around the babies or nothing, especially cigarette smoke. I'll tell you that much.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Social distancing. She can't even. She won't.
So here we go. So first topic that literally just came through like a couple minutes before we went live right now. Damian Williams for the Bears has landed on the COVID reserve list. It didn't say that it was for a positive test. So we still got, what is it, Bogey? It's 2 tests within 1 day of each other or something. What is it? What's the official rule?
Two tests between 48 hours. No, 2 tests. 3 tests in 48 hours. 2 tests in 24 hours is what I think it is.
But you remember how they did Everett Salty last Thursday? So
because they're gonna try to test you at least 3 times just in case any fuckery.
Well, I know the old protocol was 5 negative tests in a row, right? But this year, if you're vaccinated, it's different. So maybe, and you know what's fucked up is that we are in a world where like we need to know if these people's personal lives, if they vaccinated. If we knew that about Damian Williams, then we could say all he needs is 2 negative tests, 24 hours apart. You know what I mean?
And that's what it may take, and we got enough time for that. So I think this is going to be something Friday or Saturday. Better be tapping in tomorrow on the show, see if we got any more news. But yeah, this might be a Saturday thing, or maybe even a game time decision. But
go grab Herbert, Herbert right now.
That's what I keep seeing everywhere too. For some reason, Herbert is blowing up. They're already leaning toward him.
Check this out, Hector. This is the reason why, because the split was literally damn near 50-50, and Khalil actually got 2 more carries than Damian, but Damian got two targets. You know what I mean? So this is and this was a game script that they're whooping ass. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, you know what I mean? Like if there is, first of all, if there's no Damian Williams, Herbert's a smash play just on volume alone. Not the greatest matchup. Green Bay has, tremendously turned it around from years past when it comes to their run defense. You know what I mean? And they added Jalen Smith for what. So, but still, if you're going to get a guy who's going to get 20, 22 touches, he's a flex like a mug.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, off volume alone, I mean, they really have nobody else. So it'd be Herbert until the wheels fall off. All right. And then
more Herberts in there.
We need more Herberts. I'm about to smoke a bowl of Herbert right now.
Yeah.
You already know. And so for the
if I go to the dispensary, I'm actually waiting on my delivery. It should be here like right when the show's done. But like
country
on the menu, you look on the menu. They got they got the Justin Herbert. Oh, let me get an 8.
You didn't know I'm passing the joint virtually. Here you go.
Yeah. I'm with the kids, so I gotta wait.
And so how about someone else who popped up on the COVID reserve list was Dallas Goddard, and he's officially not playing tonight. So we already talked about Zach Ertz going up against the Bucs, who've been giving up the bootay to the tight ends. You guys think this is going to make a difference at all in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah. I mean, like, they're still going to run a ton of 12 personnel. I mean, I know it's a new regime. I haven't looked at the snap count numbers when they run 12 personnel. But last year, with Doug Peterson, they were around 51% of the time. I know they're not far off from that just from watching the games. They always have 2 tight ends out there. Richard Rodgers out there. We're going to see another tight end, but I still think Ertz is a solid play tonight.
But here's his target count the last 3 weeks: 6, 8, 7. I've made him a captain in one of my DFS leagues because Jalen Hurts, when he gets in trouble, he likes to throw to his tight end. I was in the middle of watching film right before this. My daughter wasn't really, or my son was is younger than yours. Holding your kid would let me watch a lot of film, but he dumps it off quick too. A lot of these passes are one read, dump it off, short in the flats, off to Sanders, off to Smith on the side, Ertz as well. But if he gets any time, he loves throwing to his tight ends, particularly in the red zone. So
yeah, and I do want to say Dallas Goddard. I mean, you know, he has God and dirt in his name, and God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt, but apparently that's not good enough for COVID, and it's also not good enough for the extremely bad luck Dallas Goddard's been having. I mean, so many like wide open touchdowns dropped, or just overthrown, or underthrown, or touchdowns called back. Like Dallas Goddard has had like this string of bad luck. Now he has COVID, and the consistency in targets to Zach Ertz. It's only.
I mean, it sucks. It sucks for what happens to Goddard, right? It really does suck that whatever's happening to him is happening to him. Ertz used to be in the conversation of the Kelseys, and then he just fell off. So I'm excited for him to go out there and just be able to play well and show that he still got game to what he used to be.
2017, 2018, those were the years where you could put him in that conversation. After that, it's
he just fell off, and it's sad that he fell off like that, and then injuries started to hit him.
How about this, real quick? Who do we think? Is there anybody? Because let's take away Ertz. He's the obvious answer. Anyone get an uptick in any kind of work? Whether it's Richard Rodgers, someone on the wide receiver core.
I think Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell they're going to be like safety valves, including Zach Ertz. So I think and Miles Sanders coming off of 5 targets, 5 receptions, he wasn't great at all. But I'm just saying that when you're watching film with how the Dolphins took it to the Bucs front seven, they were hitting them with the pass catching running back. So I think they get an uptick. And I will say, for DFS purposes, I like Quez Watkins, man. He looks for that guy deep, and he takes shots at him every game. He has a ton of air yards, and he's connected a bunch of times too, since all the way back since the preseason.
Yeah, he's his deep threat for sure. That's what I was about to say. He gets all his yardage on 1 or 2 catches, but man, they're big bombs, dude. And they design plays for Rager, Rager. In the first half, he has design plays. The first play of the game is a pass to him that's designed. It's really weird. I'm trying to pinpoint it because I'm looking for that angle for this week. But with Ertz being in, Whitehead's going to be covering him, right? And that's probably their best person left in the secondary for the Bucs. So there's also that going on. But sometimes I just overthink things.
That's right, because we don't got no Antoine Winfield. We don't got no. Who did they got? They got Jamil Dean there with Richard Sherman. That's pretty much it, right? And then
he's going to get targeted. Who's going to be on him though?
I think Smith is going to have a decent game as well.
I think anybody who's on Sherman's going to burn that man.
Yeah, dude.
Smith is going to have a decent. I think Smith is going to. If it's not a lot of catches, it's definitely going to be a lot of yards.
Sure, he's the burn. I'm telling you.
You can tell he's not in game shape just yet, but they really have no other options out there. They're already down their top 2 cornerbacks, so they needed to get him, out there.
What's he going to do? Is he going to try to jam Devontae Smith out the line? No.
I don't think they're going to put him on Smith too many times. That's
better not. He'll get roasted.
Yeah.
They're going to zone coverage him a lot. I imagine with Sherman.
They're going to
cover 2 down in the flats. They love throwing in the flats. So,
I mean, I think everyone plays zone against them. And, here's the thing, too, is, that front 7 hasn't been the greatest either. So, I mean, they're going to have – if they're going to try to get at Ertz, at Hurts, he'll take off, bro. I like Hurts to – I think I would take his under-over on rushing yards. I think the last time I saw it on DK was at 40.
He didn't run it all in the first half of that last game, though. But you know what? Levante David, I don't know if you're planning on talking about him or not, Hustler, but
he's out.
Yeah, he's out. That's a big blow, guys. Devin White's tackle totals didn't change. I think he's going to go over. But But that's a big blow. That's the captain of the defense, from the top to the bottom, and he was covering a lot of press holes with linebacker coverage. He's still fantastic at it. So that's a huge blow to that defense as well. I don't know. I think it could be a shootout, but I don't think that the Eagles are going to be able to run still, like not with Sanders and not with Gainwell. They're going to have to do the dump offs in the flats. So
Yeah.
I think because of Levante David being out is actually the next thing that I was going to talk about. Him being out, they should be pretty easy to throw on. They're going to be hard to run on for the running backs. And yeah, I feel like his rushing ability, the amount of times he's going to pull it down today, I think that's going to get him inside the top 12 for this week.
I mean, what did Jacoby Brissett finish last week? What was his stat line? I'm just curious.
Jacoby, you said?
Yeah, because if the meat slab can put up numbers, so can my man Jalen Hurts.
I don't think it was. I don't think he had. I don't think he had a good game last week. Okay. Well, he had a lot of dump offs though, and he had those dump off touchdowns too. Let's see. Hold on, almost got him.
I think I'm going to go back and make Sanders my captain, dude, because he had so many targets. I'm telling you, man. He had like almost 1.5 as many targets as he did catches.
Iggy, everybody hates Miles Sanders right now, so at least have one lineup where you put the captain on him, because you never know, right? I mean, it's something like that gets you $1 million. You know what I mean?
Actually, I guess I hadn't been paying attention to Jacoby Brissett that much, because he actually had his best game of the year.
I'm saying
275, 2 touchdowns, did have the pick. He got sacked 3 times.
Give me Jalen Hurts, baby.
He's in every one of my lineups right now. I'm not bullshitting, so he's there for me too.
And call me crazy. I think this is a game Tampa Bay wins handily, but I won't be surprised if Brady is like 200 yards and 1 touchdown, and it's all like Fournette and like random Rojo. You know what I mean? Because the Eagles are giving up ass on the ground. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I'm just saying this with Brady having the thumb injury. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure he just got that thing into an avocado and he just slept overnight with it, taped it on there. You know what I mean? And maybe he's all right, but I'm just saying, like, I'm legit, like, thinking about doing something stupid, like playing Heineke over him in one of my single QBs. But I'm just keeping Brady in there. It would be foolish.
All right, let's jump over to the London game. So Xavier Howard, Devontae Parker not practicing again for the second straight day. If Devontae Parker doesn't play, I mean that's a reason. That's one of the reasons why Myles Gaskin was so heavily involved. But I hope Parker doesn't play. Let's make it easy.
Me too.
All us making decisions
for Gesicki and all of them, because like if there's really not enough targets to go around to begin with. So the more and more guys that go down, let's get that concentration going. You know what I mean?
How do you think, Iggy? How do you think the game changes? I mean, right now it seems like Tua is going to come back and play. At least that's what it seems like. We don't know 100%, but let's say Tua plays. What do you think we can expect? To be different from Brissett? Like, let's say, just like last week when he had a really good game.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest Tua guy either, but he's definitely an improvement over Brissett. And but if Parker goes out, that's a big blow. But Gesicki definitely goes up in value. Jacksonville doesn't have a great defense. They should be able to exploit a few mismatches with their wide receivers one way or another. I think it helps Miami. I think this is a get-right game for Miami. Go in there, whip around Jacksonville, and then come back. So I think it definitely improves their overall offense with Tua. Is he still like a stud? I don't know. I don't see him passing for more than 2 touchdowns. But he could also, like you said, it's going to change the dump offs. Or maybe that was just a game plan. He does throw 2 slants, and Waddle and Gesicki, he will throw a little bit more downfield. So that's how I see it impacting the game. They should beat Jacksonville, though. I mean, come on.
Hector, you want to get up in there?
Okay, so you're going to call me crazy. But in my Pick'em League, I actually got Jacksonville beating the Dolphins. I figured at some point Jacksonville is going to get a win, and if any win, is this win, because they're unsure about any part of the Dolphins. Like, the Dolphins are unsure right now. You don't know how Tua is going to come out and play. He come out and get hurt again. To me, Tua is a bust. A bust.
if we're comparing him to Herbert, who was drafted one pick after, I mean, you got to agree. I guess it all depends on the way you look at it.
Like he's not all he is to me is injury prone. So, yeah,
he's not a franchise QB.
And if you look at the Jaguars, they've always been at least putting up points and trying to play in
garbage time
contention mode. So if they steal a game, it would be this one.
And Bogey, he's brought it up a few times how no rookie has ever won in London. Jacksonville, though, they played in London quite a few times.
That's what I'm saying. Jacksonville's supposed to be the new London spot. I mean, the London's supposed to, vice versa. Excuse me. London's supposed to be the Jacksonville spot, and Trevor Lawrence. Even though they're 0-5, they've played well and they put points on the board, and they even shocked some teams to even be in contention of winning games.
I think more so that they're okay with the first 25, 30 scripted plays, and then literally we'll go back to some of those plays that worked in the first half and just get shut down. Like when he tried to run it in that Thursday night, the second time.
If Tua plays, I think
Jacksonville has a better chance.
That's what I'm saying. If Tua plays, Jacksonville's winning. Because I'm telling, I said what I said, and I've always said this. I don't trust Tua, and I don't like him. Nothing personal, but his game doesn't wow me, and he is too injury prone. That man. If you give him the death stare and the people's eyebrow, that man will break a rib and an ankle instantly.
You just lift the eyebrow.
This should be the James Robinson, Jerome Baker show. That's what should be probably happening.
Instantly, he will crumble the minute you growl at him. I'm gonna get you. Oh shit! Crap! I got a broken rib.
I do like. I like James Robinson a lot in this game. I mean, I like James Robinson every week as long as they don't do stupid things like not give him the ball or take him off the field down there in the green zone and go ahead and put in freaking Carlos Hyde.
Buddy, Carlos Hyde, yeah.
That's so annoying.
People got to put something.
That's not annoying. That's just stupid. That shit is stupid.
Yeah. He's like, you know what they won't see coming right here? Give him some Carlos Hyde.
We're going to throw a screwball at him. We throw Carlos Hyde out there, nobody's going to know what to do.
They'll never see it coming.
And wise man, if he's doubling down on what you said there, and he said crazy because Tua is low key a bust. Just saying.
Yeah, hey, listen, man. If you want to listen, you know one of the biggest games I can remember last year for Tua. There was two big games. The one where he debuted against the Rams. They won that game. He didn't do nothing. It was that defense. They had 2 scores on defense. All he had to do was get him in field goal range. He didn't really do much. Right. Then there was another game against Kansas City where they were just getting blown out and he was just putting up numbers playing from behind. It was like Mike Gesicki's biggest game of the year. You know what I mean? That was where Tua looked like a quarterback. But, that's a testament to how bad the Chiefs defense was back then as it is now. You know what I mean? And it's just.
Is it like.
Tua is game manager. He's game manager.
Is it too late? Is it too late for the Dolphins to go to go over to Houston, knock on the door, and be like, "Yo,
no, man,
Deshaun Watson,
Judge Davis Mills Lanes, bro.
Deshaun Watson."
They might be happy with the judge.
You don't know what's happening with Deshaun Watson's case just yet, but is it too late?
Yeah, but we're not gonna open that box up because
when's the trade deadline?
November.
No way, Big Tom. They still got him, bro. He's about to ball out. I know he's not doing that.
Don't give up on Devin White.
Yeah, we just said no Levante David. He's gonna step it up. He's gonna put on his big boy panties and rock it. You know what I'm saying? So
the pantaloons.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good Devin White game. Everybody is out except Devin White. So yeah,
and that they have missing pieces on that line for the Eagles. So you know what I mean? That's why I like Jalen Hurts to run a lot. You know what I mean? Because they're coming for his ass.
And who knows? We might see a Devin White Thursday night interception to the house or fumble to the house. Like we've seen it a bunch. He's a big playmaker. Yeah, something big's gonna happen from Devin White tonight. I already I see it happening. It's in the cards.
What's gonna happen is everyone's gonna miss every significant play, and the Eagles will win somehow. No, I'm joking.
You know what though? That's one of those ones where it's like I wouldn't mind taking the Eagles and the number and the points. What is it? Minus or what is it? Plus what for them?
6.5.
Plus 6.5.
Last time I looked at 6.5. Yep.
Man, if it gets up to like 7.5, actually it probably won't because where they in? They're in Philly.
Yep. I teased the line. I teased the line up to 59.5 and said the Bucks would win by 2.5. So
it's not bad. It's good money.
I'm still probably pretty good as long as it's not.
You've been killing it with those teases, man.
That's the way to do it, dude. That's the way to do it.
Hell yeah.
We make our own lines. We make our own lines.
All right, and let's see. For the Giants, okay, so the coaches, they say they're optimistic about Shepard and Slayton. I believe they both got in limited practices today. Danny Pesos got in a limited practice today, so he's trending in the right direction. And then the did not practices for today, Saquon, Kenny Galladay.
Yeah. Hey, what's the root word of optimistic? Op, right? Because that's what they are. They're the ops right now. When it comes to me trying to put in Tony in my lineup, like, bro, just keep him out. I want Tony to shine again. That way I can move him. I kind of don't want anything to do with. The Giants.
Chess mind, 2 pieces, 2 moves ahead, man. You're setting it up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking the same way Bogarts was thinking. I looked at my fantasy league this morning. I'm like, damn, who has Tooney? Because right now I'm in need of a wide receiver because I got some people on buys. And I was like, damn, if I could get him on the cheap, on the low, because I got some extra backs to give up. And I'll plug him in for this game, possibly, maybe, and see what he can do. And if not, fucking sell him.
You know what's crazy with
hold on real quick. Zeb just asked, is Tony the real deal Holyfield for the Giants? I think he is, though. Like, he's legit.
When he's the lone ranger there,
he needs more reps. Yeah. He needs more reps because they got him behind Galladay. They got him behind.
Those guys are non-existent right now.
But where's
I'm just saying. I'm saying in on the roster they got him behind Galladay, Shepard, Slayton. But he needs more reps. He needs more shine.
He's the only first round. He's the only one out of that group that carries the first round draft capital. Gettleman is stupid if they don't use him. And now you can't scale it back.
He just needs to not fucking have those mishaps.
No, you know what I like, Tony?
He's old school.
I think he works well with Daniel Jones. If he doesn't have somebody that can kind of chunk that deep ball, I think he might be in trouble. But he also, for people that play with special teams points, he returns punts or kickoffs, doesn't he also?
Yeah.
One of those two. So that's an extra guy right there. I think that's all his work is.
But as long as everybody else is hurt.
He got speed, but I don't even see him that much of as the deep guy. If you give him the ball, he'll make the play.
I see him as a big slot, but now they were moving him around the formation, you know what I mean? So, and let's be honest, Evan Ingram, that's the only other guy that's healthy right now. He's no threat to Tony. So, and here's another thing too: is Tony gonna I didn't really go back and dissect that game to see if because Diggs was on Galladay most of the game, then Galladay was out, and I didn't really pay attention after that to see who was taking Tony on because I don't think it was Diggs because Tony was just like the guy just keep peppering him because he had the lesser coverage. You know what I mean?
So Alex Herrera, I wanna. He said, "What's up with Aaron Jones and Mixon?"
Listen, Tony is gonna have a bad game, and this is why. It's because you have Jalen Ramsey, you have Darius Williams, who is banged up right now. I don't know if he's gonna play the game, but I mean, those are two cornerbacks that they're gonna have to hide him in the slot for real. You know what I mean?
Who would be on him then? Taylor Rapp?
The way that they were
not bad either.
The way that they were moving him, I mean, he was running those little short routes, but all the way across the field though.
Yeah, the shallow crosses. Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be able to burn some people if that's one of the main ways they try to get him into space. Because really, it was just let me hit him with the short pass. Let's get him that yak and let him do his thing. They weren't going deep.
Hell of a headbutt too. Just so fired up. He just headbutted the coach on accident.
And so for no update on Aaron Jones as of yet. He was limited in Wednesday's practice.
I hope he doesn't play.
But for Joe Mixon, though, he was in a hoodie today at practice. So not looking too good for him as of right now.
Yeah, everybody run and go grab some Chris Evans. I mean, because if there is no, and I said this the other day, and I might have just jinxed Joe Mixon to hell. But I said, listen, if there's any way he doesn't go, Samaje Perine ain't going to clear the COVID protocol in time, I don't think. Of course, they'll bring someone up from the practice squad for depth, but it'll be all Chris Evans. Bless you. Chris Evans has pass catching chops. I don't know about how he is between the tackles, but just like I said again, man, just one of those cases. If somebody's going to get 15 to carries and 5 or 6 targets potentially, I want that.
There's bye weeks and there's a lot of injuries.
And Lions, they're playing the Lions. Listen, if I'm Zach Taylor, I might be like, listen, Joe, we don't need you for this game. We're gonna beat these Lions up, no problem. You know what I mean?
Hopefully, that's not a bad defense over there, but their heart might be broken. That might have been the backbreaker. That was done.
I think what's the Detroit's main problem on defense is they just are always on the field. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. That's good for fantasy though. Now, if you play IDP,
play with IDPs. Oh yeah. Yeah, Trey Flowers, I had to dump him though because he wasn't handling. I'm like,
nah.
Yes, man.
I'm like, come on, I know, right? I had the wrong guy.
And then so we got a question here from Zeb said, what's up with Dalvin Cook? Dalvin Cook's practicing. It's on a limited basis. Let's say Cook doesn't play. Madison good at all?
Yeah, they're playing Carolina. I mean, this one is another volume play because the last couple of Madison games, they were against soft run defenses. So he did his thing. You know what I mean? Like these aren't a bum right here. This is Carolina. And they're hot right now. They're pissed off coming off that loss. If there was no block punt, the story probably different. You know what I mean?
Well, if they just cover that ball in the end zone, they win that game instead of getting the safety. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Madison has value, no doubt about it, because the truth is they live off the play action. Kirk Cousins needs to play action with those two receivers.
It's just gonna be a really late plug though. Like you don't know if Cook or Madison, or do you just handcuff them? If you have the opportunity to handcuff them,
that's too late for that, man. That's way too late for that. Like Madison was drafted.
I mean, it looks like a genius if you handcuff Cook and redraft or something, but I don't really do it too much.
I mean, a lot of people don't.
A trade and I handcuffed them. I drafted Cook, but I made a trade and I handcuffed Madison.
That's because that's smart, man. Because we know, listen, this is the argument for zero RB truthers. Like, if you lose your first round running back to injury, you're kind of screwed. You know what I mean?
And that's what I thought. Like, I'm like, damn. Like the minute he went down that first week, I started looking around, and I saw it, and I made the trade for it.
In the offseason, I had the notion that AJ Dillon was going to be flex worthy and have standalone value with Aaron Jones healthy. And so everywhere I have Aaron Jones, I have AJ Dillon. But I also have a ton of AJ Dillon places I don't have Aaron Jones. And I've been flexing them. And now I'm just hoping Aaron Jones don't play for all my Aaron Jones shares, just so I could, because I have AJ Dillon there. And I just plug him in. And that's a guy who's immediately, in my mind, a top 12 play if there's no Aaron Jones on that offense, which is a wide zone, inside zone.
I traded away Dillon. I had to, but I put him in a bundle with Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson.
Yeah,
I think it's a good value. So,
well, Dillon was probably that. He was probably the deal maker. Like, oh, you know what? I'll throw in Dillon. And you know what? Let's make it happen. You know what I mean? Because I don't think anyone's like, wow, you're gonna give me Robbie Anderson. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that was
stack. That's what I sold it as. But you're right. And I got Edmonds in return, Everett, who did bad, and an IDP, Jonathan Allen. So, is
Jonathan Allen? Is he still hurt?
No, he's good to go. I think this game he's okay. Yeah. He's going to have to do something. They're going to have hope with him against. They're retiring Sean Taylor's jersey that game, so it's like, damn, makes me a little more nervous. But Kansas City should handle them. But Jonathan Allen's going to have to be the guy to bring pressure. He's a guy that's going to win it.
He's because they're just double and triple teaming Chase, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And before we switch on to the next thing, Vanessa said if Cook plays, do you think he'll be limited? I think it's dependent on the game flow.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't think this is a game they're blowing them out, because then in that scenario, you want to hope that they're blowing them out with Cook being involved, because if they're blowing them out, they're going to be like, Cook, just sit down, man, you're good. You know what I mean? But at least if he did his thing to contribute to that blowout, you'll be okay with it. But the worst case scenario is that they just, you know, they get out there, start slinging it, scoring touchdowns with their receivers and tight ends and everybody else but Cook. You know what I mean? But if he plays, there's no way you don't play him. That's just like, you just do it. You know what I mean? There's not too many better options I can imagine people have over Cook if he's healthy, or even a banged up Cook. That's good. That's going to play.
And then Eric asked, how do y'all feel about Golladay? So we just talked about how Golladay missed
Cut
practice.
him. Cut him. Let someone else pick him up and think they came up.
It is not looking good for him as of right now, but Friday practice is going to be most important.
Hey, listen, if somebody sees Kenny Golladay on the waiver wire, you know what they finna do? They're gonna be like, damn, who do I drop to get Kenny G, man? Like, they're gonna think about it. You know what I mean? And they're gonna deal with that headache, because that's what it is.
Big headache. And then Big BS, what up, bro? So he said anything new with CMC and Carson? Nothing new with Carson. I think that it's going to be a Saturday or Sunday thing. We're going to find out about him, but it's not looking good either way for him. And then CMC, okay, we'll cover him right now. Not practicing today. He's got the doubtful tag for Sunday.
I called it, man. I fucking called it. They just do this. I mean, this is like his second year being a head coach, right? Ja Rule. So, like, you know, he's over there like, hey, they ain't gonna know what we doing here. We're gonna make them plan for it. You know what I mean? Like, they did this. And last week, they carried it all the way till Friday, then hit him with the doubtful. Today's Thursday. He was limited all week. I mean, I expect this. When they say hopeful for this week, I knew there was like hopeful for next week. You know what I mean?
I want people to start talking about CMC being a bust as much as they talk about Barkley being a bust.
No, but here's the thing though, is CMC, everyone's enamored by it. People were enamored by Saquon after that first year, because he won 2,000 all-purpose, which, you know, CMC did. He's only one of 3 running backs to go 1,000 on the ground, 1,000 through the air.
Yeah, and Barkley could have done that his first season. He was only short by about 100 and something yards receiving.
I know, but he didn't do it, and then he gets hurt the next year, then hurt the following year, then he's hurt again. Next year, you know what people are gonna say? Man, Saquon, man, I got him in my top 5. Other people, I don't have him in my top 24. And then he's gonna be like a 3rd rounder, or then he'll creep up to the 2nd round. Then there'll be those crazy assholes that think they're smart, getting him on the 1-2 turnaround. It's just like he's just already on my I don't fuck with you for life list.
Because it was that first year when you got him at a discount. Like, that was the year you may have been able to get him in the 2nd round in certain leagues, late 1st round, you know, in most leagues. I mean, if it was a super savvy league, maybe you got. I remember I picked him at number 6 in one league.
Why?
People thought that I was crazy.
Here's the difference between CMC to me and Barkley. What the perception on him is, because for me, I've seen him do it with Cam Newton. I've seen him do it with Kyle Allen. And then I've seen him do it with 1 game sample size with Sam Darnold and a couple game sample size with Teddy B. He's quarterback proof and he's game script proof. On the other hand, Saquon, we're chasing his production with Eli Manning, who will throw the ball up or turtle up and take the hit, right? Meanwhile, Danny Dimes, you know, he's just a running fool. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't.
Also, the coordinators. I know you know he's one of your favorite offensive coordinators over there for the Panthers. Like, going to be the next head coach. And then you got Jason Garrett on the other side.
Joe Brady's awesome, bro.
Part of it also, you know. And also
Joe
Matt Rule.
Brady's
Awesome. Go a step further. Matt Rule is way better coach than Joe Judge. You know, there's no 2 ways about it.
Hell yeah. So. I do like Joe Judge that he's willing to fight people on his staff. You know what I mean? Remember that last year? He called out the line coach, who was a former offensive lineman, so he's jacked, you know what I mean? And he called him out, he said, come out here in the middle of the field. Say that to me now. And people had to get in between them, and like he was ready to fight, man. But maybe a bad judgment call. I see what I did there.
So real quick, last thing from the Vikings and the Panthers game. Justin Jefferson expected, so he's limited in practice. Still expected to play on Sunday, but I'm sure everyone's getting nervous with that Q next to his name.
What's his deal?
Let me go check. It didn't even.
If it has anything to do with the shoulder, I won't really be tripping because that just means it's just something that's been lingering since the offseason. Remember, he got the shoulder in preseason.
Pretty sure it is the shoulder.
Ankle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you know what? And actually, so the news said it was expected for him to be limited, and he actually didn't practice.
Who's even the backup over there? Is it? It's not Brody Hundley anymore, is it? Who is it? Do you know?
Wait, Arizona? You talking about in Arizona, the cornerback?
Oh wait, are we talking? Yeah, we're talking about the season.
We're talking about Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson for the Vikings.
Oh, okay.
And so he didn't practice. Adam Thielen didn't practice either. And actually, you know what? Dalvin Cook was a full go at practice today.
Oh, there you go. Fire him up.
There we go.
If whoever has Madison's right now, I mean, this, just if you want to try to milk the juices, bro, or squeeze the juices. I didn't milk the juices. If you want to squeeze the juices, go to the Cook owner and be like, listen, I got Madison. Shame on you that I have him. You know what I mean? And see what you can get up off him. Because unless you're one of those people that's like, Cook's always hurt and just hold on to him. You know what I mean? But I'm always trying to advance somehow. If I can't use someone on my bench, I'm trying to get something out of them.
Yep. All right, so let's see. Oh, Vanessa. Shout out to Vanessa. Or actually, no, 8 or 4, boy. We didn't get his in yet. Let's get his in. What up, bro? And said Murray or Hurts. Murray says questionable. Let me see. I didn't see anything.
That's a shoulder, right? That's what I thought we were talking about. I'm pretty sure that's a shoulder. I think maybe you're throwing it, I don't know.
Because that's the same. Well, he did have the shoulder on his non-throwing last year. You know what I mean? And that messed him all the way up.
Right shoulder is limited in practice.
Right shoulder.
That's throwing. Wait, is he southpaw? No, he's a righty,
no,
right?
He's a righty.
Oh, but he's going to duke it out though. This is a big matchup, bro. This is with the Browns.
So, well, the question. I mean, he has to make a choice today. Murray or Hurts. That's what the question.
I think Murray, man.
I'm gonna go Murray, man.
Yeah, same. I was gonna say I still go Murray. Come on, the way he's going, you can't.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I think Ertz is
can't go against Baby Yoda right now.
I think Ertz is actually above him in the rankings right now, and not the rankings in overall scoring.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Hurts is going to get into the top 12, but I mean, shit, Murray, as usual, could get into the top 3, top 4 super easily.
They can't.
He gets down.
That secondary, I don't respect that secondary on the those outside corners for the Browns. They're like speedsters. You know what I mean? It's what they're gonna shut down. Yeah, Greedy Williams. What's his name? There's the other guy, Denzel Ward.
Johnson? Oh no, that's the safety.
Yeah, John Ward. Johnson. John Johnson's been he's a great addition. I mean, we haven't seen tight ends go absolutely nuts on them every week like years past. You know what I mean? But yeah, their outside corners are they're getting got.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're just not giving it. I mean, they're not giving it up super deep, for the touchdowns is what it is. But I think they're willing to give up because I mean, none of them are pressing, right? They're just playing off. Yeah.
They're playing off. Yeah.
They're giving them the space, but not giving it up super deep. But yeah, they can't, not making no plays or nothing. Vanessa, shout out for the super chat. And she said, what are your thoughts on Bridgewater and Geno Smith? I've got Tannehill and I'm tired of him. He's such a safe player. He doesn't really go all out. I mean, this might be one of those games that changes a little bit though.
I mean, he's going to have Julio and he should have Julio and AJ Brown here. And it's the lights are bright in prime time. And I love the game script for them. If whether they're able to run Henry like crazy with no Milano possibly because he is like a force in stopping the run, or and say Milano does play, or just say they can't get the run going. I mean, they're gonna go to the outsides, and I like Tannehill here. I think he finishes in the top 12 or at least a high end QB2. I mean, Geno Smith, you got him against the Steelers. I don't like it. You know what I mean? And then I don't even remember the other option. Yeah, Bridgewater playing the Raiders. I guess that's an okay pivot off of
like
Tannehill,
that.
but I still
Who
I
has
still
more?
think
Who has more upside? Because that's what she said.
Tannehill.
Yeah.
Tannehill has probably more upside, but I think Bridgewater will throw at least 2 touchdowns this week. And I don't think Tannehill will do that. If it's a 6 per touchdown league, that's kind of a big swing, you know.
With
Yeah.
Julio Jones and Brown back, you could think Tannehill's going to start relying more on them to get the pass game going.
Well, let's break this down. Let's break this down because we kind of touched on this yesterday a little bit on the Playmaker show last night. So let me ask you, Iggy, what do you think the approach is here defensively, right, against the Tennessee Titans offense? So you're going to put Tre'Davious White on AJ Brown, right? Maybe they double Julio Jones and then you keep 8 in the box. I mean, that's kind of how I envision it.
They may shade Hyde over a little bit and play some top coverage on top of Julio.
Kind of like a makeshift shell defense.
Yeah, but Edmonds will be stepping it up in the box. Johnson will probably be coming in the box with Henry. You know, he's gonna get his touches. Doesn't matter how much. So I think Johnson will step it up in the box as well. But if Buffalo just gets up significantly, like they've been able to do on just about everybody, then Tennessee is going to have to go into comeback mode, which means much higher volume.
So you're telling me to fire up Jeremy McNichols? I'm thinking about that in a couple spots, actually, a couple deep leagues.
Is Josh Reynolds going to be active this week or no? You know, because they paid him, but he's getting outplayed by McNichols. You know, it's crazy. McNichols is making more money. You know, I don't know that he's making more money, but he's making more plays.
He's making nickels. He's making nickels while Jay Reynolds makes dollars on the bench.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds. He's not on the injury report at all. McNichols is there. He was limited with an ankle injury. He went down in that game.
He's limited with his pay. He has his bag of nickels. He's just like, I'm gonna punch he's like, I'm gonna punch Josh Reynolds in the mouth with a roll of quarters.
Roll it up.
And Julio, since we got on the topic of them, Julio's a full go at practice. He was limited yesterday, full go in practice today. So unless there's any kind of setback, I mean, if he's full go all week, yeah, he's good to go. You fire him up in a game like this.
If they make the mistake of leaving him single covered, they're going to go for him every time. And AJ Brown in that argument. Maybe not with Tre'Davious White on him, but Julio, if he gets any single coverage and it's not Tre'Davious White, bruh, you know what I mean? I expect it. I expect a big splash play from Julio at least once in that game.
AJ Brown, also a full go. So anyone who was a little bit nervous about him, also a full go.
Do they still have problems on their line, the Titans? Because Rizzo's been playing awesome. That's a rookie that's bringing it, bro. He's everything I thought Kwity Paye would be.
Look, didn't they cut Kwity Paye mid-season last year? They're like, screw this guy.
No, he's a rookie.
No, Kwity Paye's a rookie too for the Colts.
Oh, this year. Okay. Okay. There's something about the Colts.
Kwity Paye plays on the Colts.
Well, talking about Buffalo. I didn't expect a lot from him. I thought he was going to sit in line.
Oh, Russo, my bad. I didn't hear.
Russo.
Brissette, yeah. Tomato.
Yeah, Russo's got a couple flashes, but
I mean, a pick and a sack, and you know what I mean, and then a forced fumble too.
So let's everyone chime in on this. We got a little bit. We just went into the game and the news there, but it's Tannehill for me. So for you guys, Iggy, Hector, Tannehill, Bridgewater, or Geno Smith.
I'll take my shot on Geno Smith. I'm not gonna lie.
I love it.
I'll take my shot on Geno Smith. You know, with that lineup.
Give me.
You know, they're gonna keep him to a very short, simple game plan where he can just make his hits and the team can do the rest.
Then I would say I would go with Teddy B under that same logic because everything they do with him is safe.
But Geno Smith has better weapons.
But they're playing the Raiders
Bridgewater's got Patrick out there. You know, he's still got Sutton. He's got Williams and Gordon. I mean, look, in the secondary, the star for the Raiders is who? Jonathan Abram. He don't cover nobody. Pretty much the new age safety in the box.
Yeah, but Bridgewater's already been questionable. You don't know if he's going to go out there and get another injury.
No, he's straight. That was last week, and it was a concussion. It wasn't his arms or his
Plus,
legs.
I don't know where the Raiders are going to be. They're going to be on the road after all this crazy bullshit, and like they could either be motivated and play, or they can just be like, "Fuck, our season's done. We're packing it in."
It's a 50-50 play. I don't mind it.
I'm going with Tannehill. I think he has extremely higher upside than both these guys.
I still got Teddy B as my.
So we helped you none, Vanessa.
In one of my leagues.
We all have different opinions.
Shout out to Vanessa though, man.
Yeah.
All right, we got another super chat that just came in from Matt. What up, bro? And he said, "What's good, you guys, for the flex this week? You guys like Kadarius Toney, Devontae Parker, Sterling Shepard, if he's healthy." So we actually covered Devontae Parker. He didn't practice for the second day in a row.
Shepard didn't either. Basically, game time.
Yeah, he was limited. Let me go check their official report because
I just roll out Toney, man. Out of those three options, roll out Toney.
I think I would too. Yeah, Shepard's been limited in practice. Him and Slayton, they were limited. But I think I'm going Toney, especially Golladay didn't practice. If Tony's out there and Galladay's not out there, I expect a big target share.
If Tony's out there and Shepard's not out there, that's the number one option.
Even if Shepard plays, give me Toney the Tiger.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that, Toney the Tiger.
Also,
he's great.
Back to Vanessa or anybody. If you a golden rule of mine is if you're in doubt and you picked up the player, you pick them, you play them, right? Unless you're picking up somebody to stash for a bye week or something 2 weeks down the road, you pick them, you play them. It's like that gut feeling kind of thing, right?
I'm just saying, don't pick him. Don't pick him to throw a haymaker in a fight because the dude whiffed, just whiffed.
Yeah, I mean, boy, you can't really throw a haymaker when you just get straight up stole on. You know what I mean? That cat from the Jets. What was it? He was a Samoan cat, man. He was a Uso, man. I forget his name, but he shattered his jaw, bro. One hit.
Yeah.
Hey, man, pay money when it's due.
It wasn't even about having a glass jaw either. He just took it to him.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it being the quarterback and all, bro. But, talk shit.
Shattered his jaw and his ego.
Yeah, no, we're gonna figure out what that guy's name is here.
Remember how mad Geno Smith was when he didn't get drafted the first day? He was the only one left. He was the only QB, high-end QB or highly touted left in the green room. They just show him he's all hella upset, and I'm like, if I'm a team, I'm looking at that too. Like, look at him. This guy's not poised. He's all crying. You know what I mean?
Not at all. Yep. He was showing.
What was the weird stat that Geno Smith beat somebody, or Geno Smith was the last quarterback to do something like that? It was like a stat 2 weekends ago that people were going crazy about. I can't remember what it was, but all of a sudden here he is.
I mean, he's one of those guys. Like, if I'm looking to play Geno, it's got to be a matchup. Like on Halloween, they play the Jags. Like, okay, I would be like, yeah, easy. Play Geno Smith then. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not playing him against the Steelers, and I'm hoping for the best.
Super flex, man. I don't have a choice.
Super flex is different.
Russell Wilson, and now I went spending fab on him because you don't have two QBs in this league with Dunsky. So
and you're so happy you got Geno too, right? I'm like, I'd be happy than a mug to get Geno if I needed a second QB, bro.
I had like 8 people on IR out. It's a rough league, but still 3-2, baby. No excuses. Got to win.
Let's
go.
go.
Excuses. Got to win, baby.
Fantasy, God bless the schedule, right? No matter how beat up you are, it's like whoever you play that week, as long as you know what I mean, they have a bad one. Like, I hate it when I look at projections. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get smashed, and then I have to hope they have a bad game. Yeah, I hope they have a bad game because that's always a possibility, right? I mean, you still have to have a good game, a good day for your players, but as long as they have a bad day, you're all right.
And then shout out to everybody leaving comments in the chats for the starts and sits. That stream is about in 2 hours, so make sure you tap back in. You'll see it posted here pretty much as soon as this stream is over. But if you want to get it answered right now, just do what Vanessa did, do what 804 boys did, and do what Matt just did right now, and throw it in as a super chat, and we got you. All right, next piece of news. Real quick was Tyreek Hill not practicing again for the second straight day. I think Friday is most important, but what do you guys think about Tyreek Hill not practicing again on Thursday?
The Chiefs suck so bad. They got to score a lot of points, even against a team as crappy as Washington. So I think even if he's still like hopping or like on one foot, they're gonna throw him out there. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, get out there.
The decoy.
The
The
hook.
decoy. The
How many
decoy.
snaps
Like
did Josh
Iggy
Gordon
just
play?
said, with the cheetah on 3 legs, he is still running 20 miles per hour. He's good.
What kind of injury is this? Knee?
It is a quad injury.
Damn, not the-
See, I would have been
didn't
more
see
comfortable if you told me it was a knee. Whenever it's
All right,
any
I
kind
might
of
respect that.
soft tissue injuries, those are at a high risk for
I might respect that.
re-aggravation. Re-aggravation of a
Especially
soft
with
tissue.
guys.
And the calf is like, I think the calf and the hamstring argue all day who's the worst. Like, you know what I mean? Because like the calf is listen, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on a podcast. But the calf,
Dr. Bogard.
yes, Dr. Bogey, paging Dr. Bogey. The calf is connected to the
Dr.
Achilles.
Brissette.
You know what I mean? The calf is connected to the Achilles, and like that's where all your explosiveness it comes from there. You know what I mean? Like as much as the hamstring, it's connected to the hip bone, and no, but yeah, bro. Like I'm not fooling with the soft tissue injury. That sucks that he's not practicing now, and it's Thursday. That doesn't have him trending towards playing. You know what I mean? And yeah, decoy has written all over it, but. How many snaps did Josh Gordon play? I'm curious.
Played 9 snaps.
Okay.
What about Pringle?
That's not a lot.
Pringle played 26 snaps, 30%.
Because then
Pringle, maybe get the soft
Mecole
tissue.
Hardman becomes the guy who
Mecole Hardman played 69% of snaps.
69, dude. That's not a lot either, considering like.
But Pringle probably had more targets, right? Do you have the target count in front of you too?
No, but I can get that up right now. And
Pringle, yeah.
And then hold on a second. Then Demarcus Robinson, he played 76% of snaps, so he was actually second in
He's
snap.
like Alan Lazard. He's like the pass blocking or the run blocking wide receiver.
So he's always on the field, yeah.
So it wasn't even close. It was Tyreek Hill getting 13 and Mecole Hardman getting 12. Pringle got 2, Robinson got 2, Josh Gordon got 1.
Because Pringle went for the tug. That's what happened there.
Yeah, so he was just super efficient with those touches that he got, or the targets that he got.
That's good. Red zone looks. Sir. You gotta love those red zone targets, baby. Oh
yeah.
So should people be going and picking up Hardman right now, just in case?
Yeah.
If he's available, I think he's rostered in a lot of leagues. I don't know if you have the percentage available in front of you, but
Yeah, he was up in a few of my leagues available up to like maybe yesterday, and then now he's gone. He's off the board.
I mean, this the way I always look about it too is like whenever you're in doubt, like who's the quarterback? Oh, Patrick Mahomes. Is it worth having one of his receivers compared to, let's say, I don't know, Jared Goff's receiver? Or
I contemplated it too, Hustler. I contemplated it. I saw him there, and I'm like, should I grab him? And I'm looking at my lineup, and I'm just like, if I was going to grab him, I was going to try to flip him quick.
Rostered in 47% of leagues. So, I mean, not everyone plays in leagues like us, where we play in deep leagues. People know the news and, they're on the notifications and all that stuff. So, yeah, go check. See if Hardman's still there. If you can grab him, go ahead.
It's weird because my my fantasy apps, just all my apps on my phone won't open when I'm in this spot in the lab. So I actually just ran to go see if Hardman was available in this matchup I have against Hustler. I'm like, my cousin had him. I think he just picked him up like 20 minutes ago too.
Yeah, that's what
you get.
That's what I get. That's what I get for helping the people. I was here doing my job.
804 boy, good looking on the super chat, bro. Said play Zach Moss or drop for Khalil Herbert this week. Herbert, right?
I don't know. Tennessee's defense is so awful, dude. I mean, they suck, man.
Based on the fact that we could safely assume that Josh Allen and company are going to rack up points, like that's when Zach Moss comes in, is like in the third and fourth quarter. You know what I mean? When they have double-digit leads, you know what I mean? And he gets red zone carries and red zone targets for what it's worth. So I'm going to lean Moss.
So the
'Cause
only reason why I think I'm leaning Herbert is because
if he gets the whole shebang.
well, I mean that's pretty much what I'm thinking as of
Yeah.
right now he's going to get. And I feel like if Zach Moss doesn't put up 2 touchdowns, I bet Herbert's going to outscore him because he's still not getting a lot of touches. Are they going to blow him out like right away? If King Henry does this thing just a little bit, they're going to be chewing the clock.
Yeah.
What if the Bears are like behind? Like, is he also a pass catching running back, or are they going to bring somebody else?
He's not so bad at it, and he's not.
They don't have any.
They're going to have just
anybody else, right?
Woo, he's about to get wrecked, bro. So
they just don't have anybody else. Like who's behind them now?
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. I mean, I knew about Herbert, because like you said, we play in deep leagues, and he scooped 3 weeks ago in some of my leagues, and I'm just
as soon as Montgomery died, he was the consolation prize if you weren't getting Williams, right? It's like, all right, let me see if I get
Williams is a stud. I went and grabbed him in a couple of leagues, a couple of weeks ago. I was like, man, he's going to get some opportunities because I had Montgomery too, so I had to go handcuff as soon as possible. But
man, there's a couple spots. I have David Montgomery, and I drafted Williams too, and he was the first guy I cut for the likes of Kadarius Toney or Eli Mitchell, you know what I mean? Just these early waiver wire guys, and then went to go revisit him, and he's no longer there waiting for me in the waiver.
Here's an injury question for San Francisco. Does this week count for George Kittle as far as weeks that he has to sit out before he can come back?
I think it's no, you know what? It does count because look at Michael Thomas. This is the week 6. Now he's eligible to come back.
And he's on bye as well, right? Yeah. So that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's games. I think it's weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks. Okay. Sweet.
So couple wait. Well, I guess I gave my answer for Herbert. Bogard gave his answer for Zach Moss. Hector and Iggy, who you guys picking for Zach Moss or Herbert this week?
I'm going with Moss. I got Singletary in one of my leagues, and I'm like Moss, like Bogard, like Bogey was saying, especially red zone situation, Moss has been the guy. So it's I would put my money because Singletary and Moss get some split carries. Moss is gonna get some shine. Herbert, I mean,
if we're going, but here's the thing though, if Saturday this one's the one you got to revisit to and Hustle will let you know when he does the start sit on Saturdays, because that's when we'll know what's going on with Williams and where he is with the testing, because if he's not there, now he's already missed 2 days with Herbert running with the team ones. So it's an easy switch. If Williams doesn't go, I'm firing up Herbert based on all the volume he should get.
And one thing that I always tell people on all my start and sits, shit changes. It could change every hour for all we know, but definitely changes day to day. So my answer may change. Yeah, if Damian Williams is coming back, Herbert's not going to be the play over Zach Moss, but everything right now is dependent on Damian Williams beating the COVID protocol in time to play. So as of right now, who knows? It's not looking that way. Things may change.
Yeah, I would leave Moss in your lineup and see where it rolls, because the Titans defense, they got Landry, they have names, but they're not that great defensively. Robinson ran on them. Zach Wilson made them look like silly or passes out to the flats. So Moss, he's just the red zone target. You got to roll with that.
Wise man, good looking, bro. And he's doing a question here: Sanders or Gaines? Ooh, I actually this is going to help me because I actually have this exact same question that I'm debating on. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to bail out a little bit early today. I gotta help my girl do some cooking.
All good, man. I love it when you get the tag teaming in the kitchen. That's what it's all about. That's a power. That's what love's about. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. She works late, so I gotta get that going.
Tell everybody where to find you at, and then tell them about the show tonight.
You already know, guys. It's Hector breaking on the tape. You're gonna have Fantasy Football Hustler on with us tonight, live 8:20 Eastern time. Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And you can follow us on any platform, Instagram, Spotify, wherever you want, breaking down the tape. I'm Hector. I said what I said. Co-host is Zach is not going to be there tonight. Fantasy Football Hustler. I may or may not be able to, and hopefully, grab someone else on with us.
Well, let me know, man. I might pull up. You feel me?
Hey, Bogey, you already know you can always pull up, Bogey.
Yeah, it's a Friday in my household. Like my girl don't work tomorrow, so like, and the kids were actually off today. They had an in-service, so I got to go. That's why I was like deep in Mushroom Land last night. I was just out there. Like I was like, cool. I don't need to wake up early in the morning. I'm like,
Luigi was here.
yeah,
Nice.
Luigi was there. Yeah, Hector, just let me know, man. You know what I mean? I ain't tripping, bro. I love rocking with y'all.
Hell yeah.
As far as Sanders or Gaines goes, Sanders is going to get way more volume. I love Gainwell. I have him in a league. I'm debating playing him. I have him in one of my DFS lineups. Started out with him in 3. But I think you just got to go with Sanders. They're going to make a lot of early dump offs to let Hurts get comfortable against this defense, and they're going to dump it off to Sanders quite a bit. So if it's PPR especially, I would go with Sanders because there's a chance he may have 6-7 catches, you know.
I'm going to go with the recipe here. I'm going to agree with you and go with my man Booby Sanders because one thing that was creeping up since week 1 was his snap count, and he got all the way up to 70% of the snaps last week. Wasn't used much, right?
75%.
75%. So that means, you know, he's out there 3/4 at a time. I mean, 3/4 at a time, right? So I'm reluctantly going to say Sanders just because like that was a more even kill game script last week. Actually, they're playing from behind for most of it because I just don't know why like Gainwell wasn't really out there. You know what I mean? He just wasn't really out. I mean, maybe it was because Sanders was out there for 75%.
Maybe Sanders just outworking him. I mean, they played against the Panthers. I mean, that was just a tough ass game.
Yeah, it's true.
It was a doo-doo first half for both of them. So.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say Booby, man, and like I mean, just Godspeed. That's my man's if, man. Godspeed if you know what I mean, like, because that's a tough call. I would have it's hard to say. Actually, it might be easier to say you have other better options, but he obviously might not because these are the two guys.
Yeah, and in that Real Reality Fantasy Football League, I've got a few people on bye, like Debo. Debo's been in my lineup this entire time, like in my flex, like holding it down. And so now it got to the point where I believe last week I was able to keep Miles Sanders out of my lineup, but this week because of Debo being out, I gotta put him in there. So I'm actually
you gotta have a talk with him. You gotta like everybody get out the room. All right,
we gotta hear.
All right, Sanders. We're gonna get you in the lineup tonight. You know what I mean? It's a big night against the Bucks. I'm gonna need some points out of you.
Thursday night football. We need to fight for that inch.
Let me spin, coach. Well, that's what is that from? That's from Varsity Blues, right?
No, that was from Any Given Sunday. We're fight for that
we were
inch.
fighting for every inch. That's what it was. Yeah,
Right.
Let me spin, coach was from. Booby Sanders was definitely from a thing. From a
Flex, get him out of your flex if you're gonna play and get him in the running back slot. So
yeah, so what I just did, if he is because he was in my flex spot right now, I just moved him up to the RB2 spot and moved Hunt down to my flex for right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you have in your flex, but it's just better to play your Thursday players in the starting spots.
In case anything happens wonky, like someone gets hurt in practice tomorrow, and you're like, damn, you know, you need that flex open to be pun intended flexible, right? Here's like another one.
Even Tom Brady, like he's my super flex, and I got Josh Allen as my QB1. I still moved Tom Brady up to the QB1, moved Josh Allen down to the super flex because it doesn't matter what spot you play him in, but just you never ever know.
Yeah. How about this too, man? Miles Sanders, bro. Like,
how many targets he getting tonight? So he got 5 last week compared to Gainwell's 3. We got no Dallas Goddard. He had 3 targets last week. Does he get anywhere close to 10? I mean, they're going to be in a negative game script. We pretty much know that.
If they watch the tape on Tampa Bay, that volume's going up, man. I'm telling you, they're going to be coming at Hurts fast with that floor pressure, man. Barrett's going to be coming. Sue's going to be coming.
I'd say he has a floor of like 5 targets. That could be his floor, and I'd say anywhere from 8 to 10 is the ceiling. You know what I mean? And like, you know, like I won't even be greedy. Like if I can just get, because Sanders is one of those guys. One of them can go the distance. One of those dump offs, because we've seen him do it a lot. You know, last year was funny because Carson Wentz would just like overthrow him on a wheel route and just like these. You know, these where Miles Sanders probably, you know, would have showed up more on a stat sheet, but you know, the safe dump offs, especially with Goddard out. You know what I mean? I mean, those targets that what does Goddard get? 5-6 targets a game as well.
I mean, last week he got 3, but 5 has been his most. I mean, he's really
okay.
Week 1, 5, week 2, 2, and then
4,
he's 5, 3.
So Ertz has been the guy.
Oh yeah, Iggy read it out earlier. Over the last 3 weeks, he was
6,
7,
7.
8, 6.
Yeah. Damn.
Yep.
Okay, well, you know what, man? We got to bank on this negative game script then, and then you also at the same time you got to hope that it doesn't just immediately spill off into Gainwell instead. I mean, because I'm in a vacuum, I'm always going to pick Sanders over Gainwell.
Yeah, definitely. And let's knock out some of the rest of this news here real quick. And so let me see. So some Bears news. Allen Robinson was held out of practice again. Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks not practicing also.
I think they play, though.
Well, Hicks didn't play last week, did he? Or did he? If he did, he wasn't.
No, I don't think he did.
Khalil Mack got in there. Yeah,
Mack played.
Yeah, Mack's in there. Quinn is playing. He's questionable too, isn't he?
Yeah,
I saw you on questionable tag.
His play is questionable. Like what happened is he is longer in the tooth, but damn.
Damian Harris upgraded to limited in practice, so he actually got out there at least. Mike Williams did not practice today.
Wait, what's Damian Williams's thing? It's not COVID.
It is.
No, he said Mike Williams. He's a defensive back, right?
Yeah, Mike Williams didn't practice today.
Yeah, other Mike Williams. Yeah.
Yep. And then let's see. Melvin Gordon was limited at practice. He was an upgrade.
I saw you throw Javonte in your lineup too. That's what you were talking about yesterday. You're like, I made that move in my lineup. That's gonna get you, bro.
It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you
in there.
Lamar Jackson didn't practice. I mean, we saw this last week where he didn't practice Wednesday and Thursday.
He has irritable bowel syndrome. He'll be all right.
Yeah. Curtis Samuel did not practice. We were already talking about how if he's the guy at the end of your bench, you know, he's droppable for some of these running backs. Yeah, get rid of him.
I didn't even know who I was going to get yet. I just cut him. I was like, you know, I don't know who I'm going to get. I'm just going to get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get him away from him.
Keep the open space. Make it easier.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Also for Washington, so Antonio Gibson limited, so he's got the Q next to his name, but then the coach said he's good to go. We just take care of him during the week. So
I like that, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at Antonio Gibson, bro, at practice, bro, he's sitting in a chair. He got the ladies, they got the big giant leaves. You know what I mean? They're trying to just comfort him, man. You know what I mean?
Take it easy on him. Jamal Williams limited in practice. TJ Hawkinson was out there, got into limited practice. How about this one though for the Browns? Nick Chubb not practicing.
This is serious because it's a calf, and like you have someone like Kareem Hunt where they could be like, "It's all right, bro." You know what I mean? Like you know, they
playoffs.
Yeah.
Nick
Chubb everywhere.
You got Nick Chubb. He's almost everybody's RB1 if you grabbed him. You know, he may be a few people's RB2, but he's
I traded for Nick Chubb in a couple spots, but I definitely threw my RB1, which was like David Montgomery, and like in that deal, so he became my RB1. You know what I mean?
And then, so I don't know why it didn't come up on the same piece of news that I got, but Kareem Hunt didn't practice either. His is a wrist and a knee.
Okay. Who's there? Is it fake Duke Johnson? There was like someone with a D, and then Johnson was the last.
Let me see. It's not Duke Johnson. He's still out.
I called him fake Duke Johnson because his name was Johnson and his first name started with a D.
D'Ernest.
Yo, yeah, D. Ernest. That's right. D. Ernest Scared Straight Johnson is what I used to call him. Remember Ernest Scared Straight? Remember the Ernest movies in period? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ernest goes to camp and all that.
Shout out to Ernest, bro. But yeah, but D. Ernest Scared Straight Johnson. I remember when Nick Chubb was hurt, he was the guy that would, like, when they were whooping ass, he would come through and chew the clock up. I hit the last D. Ernest Scared Straight Johnson was against the Cowboys game. It was last year. He put up like 100 on the ground.
Yeah, Cowboys suck, but yeah.
Yeah, we shall see. Friday practice, most important. I mean, these guys, they're their entire offense too. So, I mean, they could just be milking the rest. Friday is always most important. So you guys got to make sure that you are tapping in 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, back here on my channel, the Fantasy Football Hustler channel, and also on my man Bogard Scott Free's channel, the GMM Network. Bogard, tell everybody on Facebook where to find you at and what you got going on.
Hey, you can find me at the GMM Network on IG and Twitter. I'm going to be on Facebook. I keep saying it. I'm going to make me a Facebook finally. Hustler tells me every morning, and then I read the text. And then I don't respond till like 30 minutes later. I'm like, what do I tell him? I'm like, I'm gonna do it today. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, anyways. And you can subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. You know what I mean? And check us out every Wednesday night. The Real Fantasy Playmakers What If series. Definitely got to get Iggy on one of these Wednesdays, man. You'll have a blast on that show.
No, man, I'd be happy to be there.
Yeah.
Iggy, tell everybody where to find you at, bro.
Yeah, man. IDP Iggy is on Facebook and Iggy's Fantasy and Betting. The website is iggy'sfantasyandbetting.com. You can, like I said, 5 days a week. I got the podcast, had some articles coming out. I had my version of Start and Sit. I started writing that with Sleeper. The very first year Sleeper was out, I was writing that article. So it's been going for a while now, man. And it covers
awesome.
defensive kickers, defensive linemen, linebackers, and DBs. We hit right on last week. I was really proud of it. I said, Derwin James, if you got him, don't hesitate, put him in. Matt Judon, told people Von Bell. We're going to get it going, though. It's been spot on with that. So make sure you go check out Iggy's Fantasy and Betting. Listen to the podcast. Got all kinds of good articles about betting. You can make fun of my bad weeks, be impressed by my good weeks, and give me shit anytime at any of those platforms on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. I need to get more active on, and Instagram. Did I say that one? Pretty much all the 3 big ones. You can catch me on there. You can hit me with anything right up before the game. Anytime, I'll try to respond as quick as possible. Even if you don't follow me. Not one of those guys, but follow me.
What's your Thursday IDP DraftKings?
Oh, man. I've been looking at the film. Singleton's everywhere. So just real quick, just to break it down for some people that don't like defense, for the most part, it's Wilson and Singleton in the middle of the field. And they're making a lot of tackles. But they're making
Eric Wilson?
So, yeah, Eric Wilson.
Yeah.
His is at 7.5, but I like Singleton. His is at 8.5. He's gotten that every week but once, and it's at plus odds. So Singleton over 8.5, because Lenny's just going to get the ball a lot. Let's say Tom Brady's thumb is a little messed up. Lenny's going to get the ball a heck of a lot, man. So Singleton's going to be there to make those tackles.
I love that. It's a great call.
And, Devin White, if you're feeling really risky, 8.5. He hasn't hit it hardly at all this year. We've been pumping him up all show. So if you're feeling really risky, if you have Caesars sports book, you can put both of those together on a same game parlay. It's one of the few sports books you can put defensive props on a same game parlay, and it jumps your odds way up, man. So take a look at that if you're feeling bold.
It's total tackles though, right? Not solos.
No, tackles and assists, and each one count as one. So that's all. That's the only kind of bet I do. I don't really do solos or assists.
He's going over that in this one. Book it. He's going over that. Come on, no Levante David out there. He's going over.
Yeah, man. So those are my 2. If you either one of those teams, if you're a fan of one of those teams, just take that bet, man. That's it. That's money. Let's go get it.
Yeah, and listen, man, in DK, I do like going crazy. If you're gonna go crazy with the Sanders thing, make him the captain, man. Get the most out of it. Because if he has the big game, nobody's gonna have him as the captain. Whether or not they have him in the roster at all, you know what I mean?
And he's cheap. You can build up the rest of your roster pretty good because he's at a low price right now. So go do it.
Yeah.
Lock
Cameron
it in.
Brate, are we doing this at all?
No. I don't want
Right?
to. It's
I mean,
got to
like-
be you. I mean, you got to be hurting for that one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd rather
sound
go
advice.
pick someone up.
I made that mistake last week. I'm not doing that again. Fool me once.
I sure did too. There in a few spots.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of here. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and we got the start and sit Q&A happening in 1 hour from now. So we'll see you back here then. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Have a good one.